After meeting with tons of agency owners and hearing problems inside private masterminds, the biggest challenge faced by any agency, especially starters doing less than 1 million, is lead generation. In this video, I will share what I have done and been doing to crack the code of getting a constant stream of clients. So if you own an SEO agency, give it a watch till the end and I will make sure it's worth your time. Without further ado, let's get started. In most cases, when you are doing SEO, it's for other businesses. In other words, you will need to learn B2B marketing concepts if you want to master client acquisition. Before I share my first way, your number one priority should be getting a really solid case study at first. Now, if you're starting out, the first thing you need to get your hands on would be sales, and specifically outbound. This will and should help you get your at least 10 paying clients so you can build a process and find repeatable stuff to delegate later. When it comes to outbound, we have three ways: emails, calls, and socials. Under social, I specifically vouch for LinkedIn. You can create a list of any type of people with any demographic. If you notice, when doing outbound marketing, one of the key things you must have is clear idea of who you want to target, the exact type of persona and companies you want to attract as your future clients. Because you just can't say randomly, we serve everyone, or let the algorithm decide. Here, you first have to have the idea of who your target client is, and then you can go from there. The major pillars in outbound is building the list of potential prospects, reach out to them, qualify by asking a couple of questions if you both are a right fit for each other, offer the solution you have for the problem they are having at the price point that's justifiable based on the value you will deliver, and lastly, close the deal by accepting the first payment. If you want me to go in detail on each pillar, let me know in the comments and I will record a separate video for that. I mentioned three ways above: emails, calls, and social. Most people would just stick to one. For example, we were doing cold email outreach and LinkedIn outreach previously as separate approaches, but to get the maximum results out of your outbound efforts, all should be integrated together, and it's called Omnichannel outbound marketing. That ultimately means we are no longer doing them as separate things, but we integrated all channels and platforms. Let me give you an example. You are doing an email outreach. What most gurus will tell is,
go ahead and follow up. Send 6 follow-ups with 2 days of difference, blah blah blah.
a way better approach is to check who opened your email and didn't reply, and then reach out to them on another platform. It could be LinkedIn or Twitter, depending on who you are targeting and where they are most active after emails. We even call them if we have got a personal phone number to re-engage or get a response from them. Pretty obvious that we don't do it in the span of 2 days. Otherwise, it would show that we are annoying them.
Don't ever ring again!
But one very important thing is timings matter a lot when you're doing outbound marketing. This means if the prospect reads the email, you should get the phone and immediately call them because they are active at that specific time. Another example would be if they reply to your email, try to respond back as soon as you can, unless it's your sleep time. We have VAs working across the time zones so we don't miss the reply. Same goes for social platforms. If they accepted your connection request on LinkedIn, send the message so you can engage with them right away. Now, a key thing that people miss: selling in the first interaction. The purpose of your first interaction is to get the reply. That's it. Just like you wouldn't propose a girl to marry you in your first interaction. The same is the case with sales.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because
You should never ever sell them when it's your first interaction with them. If you take the same scenario, you ask that girl a handful of questions before you even propose if you like each other or not. The next tip I am about to share is by Steven, who was former head of sales at WhitePress. I didn't share it in my post, but I'm sharing it here in this video for you guys. So it's the use of voice messages compared to just plain text when it comes to social media outreach, including LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Text can sound straight salesy even if you don't want to, but voice messages make them open it and listen to it, since voice messages can be automated and it sounds more human than text. In the worst case scenario, you may get blocked, and just bear it because it's a part of the game. So in the voice message, you again would like to mention something that's interesting to them and somewhat humorous. We scour all over social media and anywhere we can find the information about that prospect to find their interest. I intentionally mentioned humor because really the point is you want to make their day better, and the best way to do that would be to bring a smile on their face. I have tried this on emails, over a call, and even LinkedIn, and it simply works. And one more thing, please do not ask ChatGPT to guide you anything humorous. It will ruin your messaging. Also, if you noticed, I shared all the things that can help you start the conversation with potential clients. And here is another one that helped Corey scale a digital marketing agency like Scorpion from $20 million to $150 million in 6 years. Though it's not the only strategy they implemented, but I heard this first from Josh Nelson. That is sending cookies. Everyone loves cookies. I do. You do too. If not, then you're likely following a diet plan or a robot. I can't help you with that. Jokes apart, this is one of the best way to get attention of your potential prospects. Currently, one of our biggest clients we are working in terms of revenue came using the same strategy. Honestly speaking, I'm giving away all of my secrets in these videos.
I was watching and he said the statement and I said, wow, I can't believe it.
The next channel is paid ads. Previously, when I shared about cold outreach, it's when you don't have a lot of budget to test on paid ads, but you got the time. I personally know a lot of digital marketing and SEO companies where they use only, I said only, paid ads as their core channel to get clients. See, you got the clients from cold outreach and became profitable. The mindset here is that you want to invest a chunk of those profits back into marketing so you can get more clients. And before I share other channels, for God's sakes, don't ever stop outbound marketing if you cracked it to get clients. The other strategies I'm sharing here are just to help you get more of it. But if something works, don't touch it.
Don't touch it. Please don't touch it.
Scale it as much as you can. You're working by yourself earlier for outbound marketing. Now hire people who can implement the same stuff for you. If you want to know my strategies and tips on hiring, you can watch this video on my channel. Alright, so for paid ads, the number one strategy that can work really well is traffic acquisition through Google Ads and retargeting it through Meta Ads. You can do it in various ways, such as using Facebook as your channel for traffic acquisition. But it's very hard to build or target the right type of audience, especially when it's the audience that doesn't know you. That is cold audience. Just like I said, the purpose for cold outreach is to get the reply. Same is the case with ads. The purpose of any ad should be to get the click, nothing else. Doesn't matter it's Google or Meta Ads. Later on, you can add LinkedIn ads too when using paid ads as your channel, but they are very expensive even compared to Google or Facebook. In the end, it's worth it because you are in front of hyper specific audience that you want to target. Alright, I think it's enough for this part. If you guys want it, comment down and show your interest. I'll create more detailed video on using each platform and channel to get the leads. Also, I didn't go deep on building and presenting offers or building funnels for client acquisition since that's not the focus of this video, since it's different for each traffic channel. But one thing that I would recommend you is, at least within your niche, is selling low ticket items through ads and then re-engage those buyers to sell your retainer packages. It could be anything. For example, in our case for the link building service, it was a backlink audit. The main idea here is, since you have developed a transactional and buyer-seller relationship right from the start with that customer, you wouldn't be negotiating with them on pricing when you're talking about monthly retainer or any high ticket services that cost above $5,000 a month or even $1,000 a month. Well, it all depends on your business model and how you price your services. My job was to give you the primary idea here. You may get people arguing,
Oh yeah, you are an SEO agency and you are not focusing on your website's SEO to get clients.
they might be wrong or right, because
It all depends.
it depends, because there's a high possibility that your clients aren't searching on Google or it's not the first thing they do. It might be your competitors who are just searching for the same services to design their landing pages. I'm not against using SEO to acquire clients for your agency. Now, let me share the concept here. Find out where your client's journey starts, because it's very important in B2B. For example, if you're a software company, it would be clutch for you. Not in all cases, but in most cases. Another example could be Behance for branding agency. So if your potential clients search on Google for your services when considering hiring an agency, go with SEO as well. Now, here's the thing that my friend Gohar made me realize. Let's say you got them engaged with you and you made them aware that they need your services through any strategy, let it be cold outreach or social media. Now, when they are ready to buy, they would consider searching for it online. Because they don't know your name yet, they might not type in your brand website in search bar. So when they search for it on Google, you must have your website there so you can win that click. Doesn't matter if you do it with ads or SEO, because they are ready to buy now and you want to make them your customer or client. Alright, since we talked about organic traffic, that is SEO, one key channel that has worked really well for me as well as other agency owners who did it with consistency is videos. There is nothing more human than you saying something or solving problems that your clients face on a day-to-day basis in their business in the form of video content. Just like I'm doing right now for other agency owners. In a few months from now, I said months, not years, anything that help you build human relationships with other people will win. And it's not text anymore. The reason is clear, ChatGPT. So before it happens with video too, avail this opportunity. One thing that I have noticed with videos is, since it helps you build authority in the mind of your potential clients, it helps you manifold when it comes to closing the lead. It may not help you start the conversation unless you have a good number of viewership from the target audience. In terms of engagement, I would never count views as KPI. Doing videos depend on your goal. If you want to become influencer, that's a different thing. But if you are doing it to get clients, the perspective is different. Let's say you are averaging only 300 to 400 views on your videos, and each time you publish 5 videos, you get one client worth $5,000 per month. That's just an example, not an ideal case. So this means those 1,750 views you got, each view is worth $34 if your client LTV is $60,000. And that's just the basic math. Now you know views aren't the main KPI here. Viewership from the target audience is. In terms of leads through organic traffic, one of the best ways I use to get clients, and I still get them, is participating in communities. I'm a part of some paid and free Slack communities, Facebook groups, and school communities where my potential clients are. I do nothing but genuinely help them without expecting anything in return. I set aside a time slot every day where I scout these groups, and if there is anything I can help them with SEO or agency stuff, I do. This way, admins know my name and face. So if I post case studies in those groups or any other post, they approve it, since both admins and group members have seen my face. Now they reach out to me asking about my services that I offer. Now imagine if you are part of 10, 20 or 30 communities like this. The leads flow just don't stop. One thing that I just mentioned and sharing it again just to emphasize more on it, just don't sell. Never try to sell in comments. It should be purely based on the value that you can deliver. Alright, we have discussed call outreach, paid ads, SEO, videos, and so on and so forth. It will take time for you to crack it. You heard this already. Test what works for you, don't touch what worked, and scale it as much as you can. And it's really true. If one cold outreach method worked for me, that doesn't mean it will work for you as well. You can get the idea and inspiration from it, but if you try to copy paste from someone else's system, honestly, I have done this copy pasting thing too, and it's really a waste of time and nothing else. One strategy that I have seen working really well, but you can implement it once you have got clients. Those type of leads are very powerful, and they are 80% closed before hopping on a call with you. That is referrals. That's not just random referrals, it's when you get referred by the client you have worked with or currently working with. The best way to ask them is to top off 20% from their next invoice, or whatever the percentage that makes most sense to you, for each client that you close from their referral. It's nothing on their part to introduce you to a potential client, but that discount on their next invoice is always worth it. Think about the LTV. If 20% means $1,000 to you, but the new client LTV is $60,000, think how big you are playing here. And the best time to ask for that referral, and even if you want them to record a testimonial too, is when they are happy with your service. Any indication that shows they are happy, such as they appreciated the work that your team has done, you can throw this offer their way. Lastly, the reason I said earlier that you should test and see what's working best in your scenario is because these are only strategies and methods that work for others when it comes to selling SEO. For example, if we talk about Steve, he nailed it with SEO newsletter, and that too with his target audience. Though he's very active on LinkedIn too, but he's the main face of SEO Notebook, and that's what people know about him as of recording this video. On the other hand, if we take a look at Ferry or Liam, they post humorous stuff combined with SEO concepts and get the most traction. Anything could work if you are taking consistent action in the right direction. That's it for this video. I hope you got massive value out of it and gonna implement the strategies that I shared. If you want to book a call to see how we can help your agency, I will put the link in description. Thank you so much. Bye bye.